So I had a dream last night, and it was so wild. It was not a regular dream. Like, I don't know, this felt like I was spying in on events in someone's life. And ooh, one 12:34. It's 12:34 p.m. But I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 and steps. Steps has been coming through. I just did another video, but it was about steps regarding rebuilding your life. Um, yeah, okay. But anyway, so I wasn't quite sure. Back to that dream. Like, I wrote it down because it was in the middle of the night. Well, early up here, 3:46 a.m. Okay, March 2nd, 3:46 a.m. That's when I woke up, and like I just had to write this down. But this afternoon, like just recently, I always feel like somebody's watching me. That song came in, and that was at 11:36. And then this dream made sense. At first, I had no clue. When I was writing this down, I was like, what the heck was that? It was weird, all right? But then I realized what's going on. So I feel like this is for someone who there's someone from your past that is really reminiscing about you, okay? And what could have been is what's coming through. It never happened. There was never any like romantic relationship here. It just I want to say it was like classmates, but nothing ever happened. Okay, they really wanted to. All right, so let me just set this whole thing up. So first of all, the name that I heard in that dream was Michael. That was one thing. And the setting kind of changed. First, it was in a ballpark, like a stadium, at the concession stand. And there was a group of people that were getting pretzels, like different flavored pretzels. And it felt like the feminine energy wanted jalapeno for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's your favorite. Um, or if this is, or if you're the masculine that's watching, then maybe the crush that you had loved the jalapeno flavored pretzels. And kind of like Auntie Anne's, like that, like the soft pretzels, but with toppings and stuff. But they didn't have it, and the feminine energy was really disappointed. And so the masculine was like comforting her, like it was the end of the world. It made me laugh. So what I felt like was that this is really, it was childish. Like there's not as in little children, like at like an adolescent kind of puppy love kind of thing. Okay, that's the energy. Because what adult is real? I mean, maybe if you're pregnant and craving, then not getting a jalapeno pretzel would be the end of the world. That's what it would feel like. But no, that's not the energy in this dream. Anyway, from the ballpark, from the concession stand, we ended up in the mall. And again, I'm telling you, like it felt like I was like somewhere here because all of this is happening and I can see it. So I don't know. I don't know if these are real scenes from your lives. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you what I saw. So we ended up in a food court in the mall, and it was separated. Like there were a group of girls and then the group of guys, but there are no faces or anything. So it's like the feminine energy and the masculine energy, like just a bunch of you, right? And everyone knew that the masculine had a crush on this feminine energy, right? So they dared him. They dared him to not even give a kiss, but, and this is so weird, but it was like to give a little lick on the cheek. And I was like, I mean, first of all, you was my first thought. I was like, I mean, I know I was just hovering up above, but still, I just remember going, that's, no. But I sent my pen flying. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, no. But this is something that masculine was dared to do. So the masculine did come up to that feminine energy and just like give a little, it was like a little tip though. It wasn't, like not like a slobbery dog licking your cheek, not like that. Okay, which thankfully, because in real life and in my dreams. I don't want to see that. That's just weird. But okay, anyway. So what happened? Oh, there was a napkin. That was the next. What did I write? Oh my gosh, I can't even read my handwriting. I don't know. Can you see this? I was like, I was asleep. Can you read? Look at that. Look at this mess. What in the world? What did I write? Feminine. Oh, the feminine was misled. Even after this happened, though, like nothing came of it. Okay, but there was another situation where I saw the masculine energy writing something like on a little note, not a note, on a napkin, and it was meant for the feminine. But there was another hand that took that note. She never got it. The feminine energy never got it, and it felt like the feminine was misled into thinking he wasn't actually interested. Like it was a silly dare. And someone, I told you, there was another hand that like took the napkin. I have no idea who it was. Just it was taken, okay? And the masculine has regrets about not expressing their feelings, just openly stating it, okay? But yeah, so it felt like someone came in the way. And then what was this part? The roundabout. Okay, so after these energies left the malls, okay? They got into two different cars, and I can see a roundabout. And but what it felt like, it felt like time. I don't know how. It just did because I don't know. It felt like things were changing over a period of a few seconds. I know I'm dreaming, but it felt like things just kept changing. So it's like the two cars. The I don't know if I said this. The masculine and the feminine got into two different cars, and they just kept going in the roundabout, going do 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 do. But for some reason, they were like the inside cars going this way and the outside cars going in the opposite direction. Doesn't make any sense. That's not how roundabouts work. But this is what was happening. Okay? And suddenly it was just like just those two cars that were left. And they ended up meeting, not crashing, don't worry. They came to a safe and calm stop. And they ended up meeting just face to face. The cars were face to face. So I feel like life, you just kind of lost touch with each other. You know, one person's going this way, one person's going that way. It's like different. You're either in completely different fields, different states, different countries, even just life. Life happened, okay? But there's something that brings you guys together. Um, I don't know. And it just, don't ask me how I know. It just felt like it. But I was looking at that and the two cars meeting. Again, remember, I was like hovering above and I could see this happening. The two cars meeting, and it was like, now, now the time is right. That's what it felt like, okay? But yeah, but so at 11:36, the song "I Always Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me" came through, and I could see eyes. You know how when you're looking at your phone and kind of scrolling through, or you're sitting next to someone, and they're looking at their phone, scrolling through, you can see the reflection of the eye, right? So I feel like someone's watching you, like not in a creepy, stalker way, but kind of like, I wonder what so and so is up to. Like you popped up into their mind and they're actively looking for you. I see it 12:43 now. So what is that? 3, 4, 3, 10. It all adds up to 10. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's significant. Okay. But anyway, so when I heard that song and I saw that eye looking at, I can't see any faces, okay? I just see like it looks like Instagram, like the different posts and just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Then the dream made sense to me. I was like, okay, so that's what's going on. I understand because we jumped from a baseball stadium or just like a stadium concession stand. It felt like baseball to me. Um, but yeah, and then we went to the mall, and there was a napkin, and then the roundabout. So okay, and this wasn't the way I'm describing it. It kind of makes sense of it, right? The reason why it was so confusing to me was just kind of like it felt like random scenes, like I want to say, like thrown at the wall, like That's the way it looked. I don't know if one of you is an artist, because I just said that, and I can see like paper mache, I feel like splattering on a canvas and then painting over it, to kind of give the canvas texture. So like if you're doing a landscape, you can see like the raised bumpy areas of like a mountainous region or a desert, whatever it is. That just whatever that came through. Okay, so let's get some more, because this was really interesting, and I've never had a dream like that. I do get prophetic dreams, but I don't post them here. For the most part, it's about my own life, like, things that are happening to me. I have had things that had to do with like global events, but that's like few and far between. It's not something that I get every single day. It's not like that. Um, it's random. I can't control it. It shows up when it shows up. But yeah, but it has come at times. I do have to say, like when I was planning a trip, and then it was kind of like, don't go yet. And I can't. I don't know. What do you do with that? Who are you going to tell? And what do you say? I had a dream that this is going to happen. It's never clear. It's like you see a scene, right? Like a random scene. How do you describe that? Who's going to believe me? And if they ask me, well, where is it? Where exactly? And who's doing it? What's going on? I don't know. Would be my response, right? So anyway, I'm not that psychic. I need to make room. Okay, let's move my phone here. And let's move this. Okay, so what do I want to take? What information? And what do I want to ask first? Okay, let's ask. Let's use this one. True leaders on the bottom. The stag I have been seeing a lot. So I think I've said this before. I think if you've also been seeing it, look up the meaning of that stag, okay? 12:17 caught my eye on the clock, and now 12:21. What was I going to say? Oh, look it up. If it might mean something to you, okay? If you've also been seeing it. And there is Galactic Guide, the Dragon, a breakthrough. I think the masculine's going through a breakthrough, like realizing. I said they had regrets, right, about not expressing their feelings. And this feels like something that happened so long ago. Do you want this? Sorry, a clump just fell out like this, but that's a lot. I guess I'm taking it because I picked it up. I don't know. I usually don't do that. I ask if they want it, and then it. Oh, justice. The Hierophant and the Sun. Do you know what I'm getting with justice? That hand that took the napkin, like, interfered. And romantic. Oh, and romantic is there too. Look at that. Romantic is there. Friendly, social, kind, charming, romantic. They got in the way, but I don't know. I feel like I want to say these two souls were always meant to find each other. But this situation was more like a test for that person that took something away. The fact that they intervened in that way, or actually interfered in that way, was a no. You shouldn't do that, right? Just morally. Why are you, someone's trying to express their feelings and, like, let their emotions towards someone else be known. Why are you taking that away? Why are you leaving that person in the dark? It's not a kind thing to do. That's something that person has to deal with anyway. But I feel that's what justice is taking me to. Like, you're always supposed to meet now at this time, whenever it is that it happens for you. You see this, like, that's the right moment. I want to say like divine timing, but they were also always supposed to meet. I don't know why I said they instead of you. Okay. You were always supposed to be together. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope what I said makes sense. And Hierophant. Steadfast, loyal, sensitive. I feel like this is that person though. Like the masculine. Might be a Taurus. Or just like embody that energy, so they might have significant placements in Taurus. Yeah. Oop, that just flipped over. Why? The Hierophant, steadfast, loyal. So loyal, sensitive, understanding, tenacious, generous, practical, steadfast. Those are the words here, because you see the words that are listed on the bottom. That's what's like. I explained this a while ago. So when they want me to focus on something, it's like they lift. It's like, don't look at those that are depressed. Look at these that we've uplifted, okay? But yeah, okay. And then, of course, look at this. The sun in light of the masculine. He's the one that has to make a move. Well, not he necessarily, just the masculine energy is the one that has to make the move. And that's because the masculine is the one that is searching for the feminine again, because that's the eye that I saw, the reflection. Okay. Wow. Boost of energy. Personal power, confidence, and expression. What they didn't express in their youth, they have the confidence now to express at this time, divine timing, when they're supposed to. I want to separate these two. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, okay? I just like showing you. All right, so I feel like this is the masculine energy, like this is their movement, and this is their personality. So I'm putting this here, and I'll ask about like what comes next, but justice is like, I just want to keep this in the center. So if I use any other decks, if I feel called to, whatever falls, flips, like I'll know more, I'll know what it's clarifying, okay? I like doing that. It makes sense to me. It speaks to me. That's just how I do things. Do I want a different deck? Well, first let's ask. Let's ask about this new relationship, let's say. So what do they need to know? What does the feminine need to know? Okay, I'm going to do one more. Otherwise, I kind of want to say you're not supposed to know. Like it's going to happen when it happens. But let's see. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Well, wow. That's always nice. Money and oh, but there's Taurus again. There it is. Okay. And Venus. All right, so remember how I showed you I was separating it? Look at how this card landed. And I asked about, like, what do they need to know about this new relationship, about this relationship. So it's fell on Justice and the Hierophant. This could also be, marriage, I want to say, because it's an institution, right? It's tradition. All right, let's see what that card is. The Moon, I transcend. Pisces. Spiritual. I feel like the feminine has an idea. Maybe not that, the masculine is going, you might actually feel something because I just felt here. You might feel that pull. Wow. Like that connection. I told you these two souls were always supposed to be together. Like, oh. So doesn't this mean kiss, right? Well, I mean, it means more in baby sign or in ASL, I think. More. But yeah. I don't know why I'm saying I think. I know. Anyway. The Moon. Yeah, there's a piece of the feminine's like intuition. You know that something is approaching you. You know that this is approaching you, I think. This video is just going to be confirmation, okay? Wow. It's sensitive, empathic, compassionate, dreamy. Oh, I love this. It's a very sweet, I get a very sweet energy. Oh my goodness, can you hear my dog barking? It's either a FedEx truck, an oil delivery truck, a UPS truck, or the mailman that's passing. Hopefully you don't hear it. Okay, so yeah. Empathetic. Okay, I'm sorry, that's distracting me. I gotta come back. So it is very sweet love that I'm getting, okay? I love that, but I feel like you know it's him, and you know, look, remember I said it fell, well, I mean, it fell upside down, but I just flipped it, okay? So I'm going to keep it like this because I feel like you know, you feel that connection. You've always felt that connection, like that never left you. You wanted the masculine to come to you, but they, you know, they didn't. They're also very young, right? They're nervous. Um, but also the fact that when you guys meet, it is going to feel like justice. It's going to, I hear like all is right with the world. That's what I'm getting. Like this makes sense. We fit. Oh, and balanced is here. I mean, it really doesn't mean we fit, but it's kind of like you balance each other out. Okay. Well, I like that. Is there anything else that they can know? They don't always give me which which one. So I feel like there's some things that we're supposed to leave, you know, leave as a mystery. Dove spirit on the bottom, 21, be peace. Let's see. Shuffle. Overcome any obstacle, rhino. And what number? 50. So what can we tell them? What do you want to tell them? About the relationship, about, that was a lot. You want all of that? You might be seeing crows, okay. Well, with this one, I feel like they're going to feel at home. Like this whole relationship is going to feel, it's so right, right? I said, it's so right, right. I said, oh my goodness, he's starting again. Okay, 1 second, I want to finish this thought. With be at home, all is right with the world. That's what it's going to feel like. I'm sorry. I am back, and now he's up here with me. Just, I don't like him to stay cooped up, because, you know, he's a dog. Let him get some activity, move around. And he's pretty good. But he can't help himself when he sees UPS, FedEx, the mailman, oil, any truck, basically. Anyway, all right. So what I want to say, I did mention this before. You might be seeing crows because that's what's sticking out to me about this card. The crow and the number 17. So either that number is significant to you or the masculine in terms of birth date. The 8, 1, 7. So maybe August. Or that's the age, because I did tell you it felt like adolescent and they were walking around the mall. I don't know if that's something kids these days do, but I know at least back when we're talking about that having happened in the past, right? So, you know, it should make sense. But yeah, that's it. Co-create with spirit. I feel like that's just, I don't know, that's not sticking out to me as much in terms of the relationship. I don't want to tell you to try to manifest or do anything like that. Nothing like that is coming through. But yeah, it's mostly about the crow and the number 17 that's standing out. And this one, I think you somehow, you must have figured out what happened, or, you know, after a while, people feel guilty and then they admit to what they've done. And it could have been something silly as, like, you know, a spark of jealousy is coming in terms of that person who took the note that was intended for you, right? Or withheld that information that was meant for you about that person's feelings. Oh, why am I feeling itchy all of a sudden? It's like, I don't know. I don't know what that means because I just haven't. Does this person have allergies? I don't know. Just all of a sudden I feel so like Oh no, the person who withheld information. Okay, it was making their skin crawl, the truth. See, as soon as I acknowledge something that comes through, it goes away. Like now I don't feel itchy. That's what it was. Okay, wow. All right. Um, they were getting, like they really regretted what they did, their actions. It was kind of eating away at them. Um, okay, there might have been something close there. Like you might have been really good friends or like best friends, that kind of thing. Okay, number 64. 6410. Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. So when you heard that truth, it stung. It hurt. Maybe because you also had feelings for this person and you confided in the individual who withheld that information. You know, you confided in them, so they knew. Mm, kids do silly things, right? They're not always thinking. What is it? The frontal lobe isn't fully formed until I think for women, what is it, in like the early 20s? And for men, actually, they're finding out that it's a little later on, like late 20s. So, yeah, you know, when you're 17 or earlier, you're not thinking. You don't understand the impact that your actions can have. All right, this fell on justice. So I felt like that was the relationship coming in, right? Because that's the question we asked, and justice is what fell down. That is lovely. Look at this. Okay, so first I'll tell you the numbers. It's number 18, 43, and 10. I told you this relationship felt sweet, right? And look at that. Bring a gentle touch. I don't know. Is gentle somewhere here? Oh no, that was generous. Okay, I thought I saw. No, compassionate, dreamy. All right, still. But yeah, it's a very gentle, loving energy. That's what I'm getting. Number 18. Okay. And this one you see clearly now. So both the masculine and the feminine, and even that person that withheld the information, they see clearly. Like they understand that they did something wrong. Okay. So it is of course up to you whether or not you want to forgive. Even if you don't, want to express that forgiveness, although I think you should, just because it helps you move forward, right? It's forgiveness is less about that person and more about you. But anyway, of course, do whatever you want. But I feel like with you see clearly now, like it's kind of like, all right, now when this person comes in, you're gonna feel like I can I can move past everything now. Like I see the childish actions, accents. What the heck's that? Accents, axiom. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Um, Now what was I saying? Oh, you can see, like you see the actions that took place, and you can look past certain things. You can understand why the masculine was nervous. You understand also why you kind of withheld. You didn't tell them either, because I do feel like you had feelings too. Or the feminine had feelings, right? So the feminine didn't say anything either. That's okay. You were kids. You were young. Come on. All right, but you see clearly now. And then when they come in, you're going to feel like I said, it fits. You're going to feel like this sense of, I know this is right. I know it. Like I feel it in my bones, kind of thing. And of course, look at this one, number 10. It's completion. But with this, what I'm getting is like, hear me out. It says it's coming through as completion of separation. Like that can finally end. That separation is done. Now you two begin your journey together. Right? So that's the number 10. But buffaloes, the buffalo brings me back to this card. Taurus, like just the steadfast and loyal. Because I just feel someone so like certain. I don't know, like my back feels a little straighter. I want to hold my chin up. Like there's been a lot of growth on both parts, okay? Yeah, but the abundant universe will provide. I feel like saying if it's meant to be, it will be, and it does feel like it is meant to be. So you don't even have to like I said, I don't feel like telling you to manifest. When I said co-create with spirit, that card came out. It's not like it's going to come in. It's going to come in. You don't have to try. But if that situation that I described to you makes sense to you, then I think, focus more on the fact that things are falling into place now. Don't hold, obviously, I'm not telling you what to do, but what is coming through is the recommendation to not hold a grudge against that person who interfered. And also, don't hold the innocence and naivete of like adolescence. Sure, the masculine could have stepped up and, spoken up. And a part of the feminine might feel like, well, we wasted so much time, but it's not wasted time. I told you, like, it felt like both sides grew and matured. And why did I pronounce it that way? Maybe one of the two of you pronounces it that way. I don't know how. Anyway, matured through the process. I told you that roundabout, that like life was going on, college and jobs and careers and getting to know yourself, moving through the 20s and into your 30s, that kind of thing, okay? Where you're less worried about what other people think of you, you're more certain about who you are, what you want, where you want to go, your expectations for the rest of your life. That's what I feel like. Okay, so it does feel like something beautiful is coming out of this, like out of this entire situation, even though it might have stung, when you learn the truth, or even back then when you thought the masculine felt something to you and they gave you a little lick on the cheek. But whatever it is, just don't focus too much on the past and how it transpired and how long you were separated. Focus more on the fact that you are now together. That's what I want to tell you, okay? All right, well, if this resonated, let me know. And whenever you see this, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night. I will see you in the next video. Bye.